Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Windyana Angelica and today I will present about the social language learners motivation. In today's fast-moving world, all learners eager to learn foreign language because they are driven by their inborn curiosity to explore the world and the learning experience. Rarely live up to these ideals, Dornier claims if students could freely choose what to do, academic learning for many would be most likely featured low on their agenda. Motivation research has received much attention in the past decade. Most researchers agree that motivation plays a vital role in the learner's achievement. It often attributed with the capacity to override other factors such as language attitude to affect achievement in both negative and positive ways. Gardner refers to this as the learner's orientation. He identifies two distinct orientations for learning language: integrative and instrumental. Integrative orientation refers to a learner's desire to learn more about the culture. Gardner refers to this as the learner's orientation. He identifies two distinct orientations for learning language: integrative and instrumental. Integrative orientation refers to a learner's desire to learn more about the cultural community of the target language to assimilate it to some degree in the target community. Integrative orientation refers to a desire to increase the affiliation with the target community. Instrumental orientation, in contrast, is a more utilitarian orientation. It refers to learners' desire to learn the language in order to accomplish some non-interpersonal purpose, such as to pass an exam or to advance a career. These orientations are part of the learner's motivation at the goal level and affect the learner's core motivation. Gardner's hypothesis was that integratively oriented learners were more persistently and intentionally motivated than other learners. The second language motivation should not therefore be considered as a forced choice between these two. Both types are important. A student might learn a second language while an integrative motivation or with instrumental one, or indeed with both. For one does not rule out the other or with other motivation. Both integrative and instrumental motivation may lead to success, but lack of either causes problems. The third component of Gardner goal motivation is the learner's attitude towards the learning situation. In the context of a language classroom, the learning situation could include variables such as the teacher, the textbook, classroom activity, classmate, and so forth. The learner's attitude towards these variables will influence the learner's core motivation as well as the learner's orientation. Positive attitudes toward the learning situation will likely produce greater enjoyment in the study of the language, desire to learn in the language, and effort expended in learning language. As a social psychologist, Gardner was concerned with the effect of a variable on learners' motivation. Language teachers are more concerned with the effect of the syllabus, lesson plan, and activity that the student experience in the classroom. For this reason, and because the second language is almost always learned in an educational setting, many researchers, especially in the last decade, have attempted to modify and adapt Gardner's theory and other theories of motivational psychology and apply them to the educational situation. The course-specific motivational components relate to the class syllabus, the material used, the teaching method, and the learning tasks. Tournier used the condition presented by Keller and later by Tugas and skimmed to describe this condition: interest, relevance, expectancy, and certification. The teacher-specific motivational components are the characteristics of the teacher and the teaching style that affect learner motivation. The group-specific motivational component refer to the social influence on motivation from the collective group that the learner is a part of. Meanwhile, students' motivation to learn depends on their needs and interests, while the effectiveness of their learning is influenced by motivation. Modern educational and psychology point of view provide evidence of this dimension for effective learning. Motivation, self-assessment, psychology atmosphere, perception of learning significance, and development of skill. Having overlooked the theoretical sources, it seems clear that the rise of ESP emphasizes the central importance of the learners and their attitude to learning. This offers the suggestion that the starting point in ESP syllabus design should be students' need analysis. This should help to construct and plan a syllabus properly in order to assure successful learning. Need analysis should be given considerable attention in making a particular courses to serve a particular group's interests. Therefore, information regarding student attitude, health towards English and towards the learning, their learning needs, the necessities that they lack can form the basis of the syllabus. In conclusion, was drawn that student wishes and needs to work independently depend on their motivation, attitude, and responsibility. The higher motivation, the more autonomous learning students want to have in this learning process. Having looked at the three main approaches to motivational psychology, the higher motivation, the more autonomous learning students want to have in the learning process.